Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Zach from TheMysticVee, and I was not expecting to make a video, so this is a little impromptu, no scripting. But I discovered something really crazy about a card called Subspace Battle that effectively lets me go absolutely nutballs on people with Skull Servants. So I threw my brain into the blender. Once it got to a good puree, poured it out, flattened it out, and I made this deck. This is a 60-card Pumpkin Skull Servant list for Genesys format. So the entire concept behind this was actually built on the premise that I saw a deck replay, and I can't frickin' find it to source it. I would give it to you guys if I could. That went over like a 40-card Skull Servant deck, and the first thing they did was activate this card, Subspace Battle. So Subspace Battle is a recent common that came out, and what it does is it allows you 3 times in a row. Both players reveal a monster from their deck that doesn't have question mark attack, and then whoever has the higher attack monster adds it to their hand, and whoever has the lower attack monster dumps it to the graveyard and then takes 500 damage. So you do that 3 times, and then neither player can activate monster effects or activate the effects of monsters with the names of the cards they dumped or added to their hand during that time. What this is deceptively really powerful, specifically with Skull Servants, because every Skull Servant is treated as Skull Servant in the graveyard. So upon revealing it, and then putting it in the graveyard, it checks it and confirms its name is not White Baking, Lady in White, or any of those things, but in fact, Skull Servant, specifically when it's in the graveyard. So I can send White Prince to the grave, it counts as Skull Servant, and then activate its graveyard effect. This allows me, at the cost of 1,500 life points, to effectively fill my graveyard with nearly 9 cards of interaction. The entire brick section of my deck, of a 60-card deck, with 1 card. And then turbocharge purify my deck so that everything I draw into after that is basically liquid gold. It's crazy. I have been super freaking confused as to... This card is very powerful in general, namely because not just does it do really cool stuff for Skull Servants, but it has a technical side to it too. Let's say you're revealing monsters and your opponent's choosing to reveal large attack monsters or something of that sort. Let's say, for example, they had a monster on field that has a powerful effect and they're going to add it to their hand on your turn. By doing that, they're neutering their card, effectively giving it a soft called by the grave effect, where it can't be activated while you activated Subspace Battle. So it's kind of a 3-card deck then for both players in theory, but it also turns off those effects. Now, because Skull Servant is an OTK deck, it gets really big and hits really hard, it is unlikely that after Subspace Battle resolves, if I'm going second, that I'm gonna get them to the next turn in which all those 3 cards they added to their hand is gonna be good. Add that to the fact that I am basically using this to generate 9 cards, 10 cards, maybe even 11 cards of advantage through this. Subspace Battle alone, as a 5-point card, made my day for deck building. After that, though, we have the Pumpkin package, very, very contained one, though. It's 3 Pumpkin, King of Grave Ghost, but we'll go over the deck list. So, I just wanted to talk about Subspace Battle first, because it is the vital piece that, like, blows my mind that it's still a card. So what we got is, for our Skull Servants, we got 3 Skull Servant, we've got 1 White Princess, we've got 3 Lady in White, we've got 3 Moisa White, we got 3 White Baking, 3 White Lord, 1 White Mare, and then 3 White Prince and 3 Kings. So the reason you do that is White Mare and White Mare and the White Princess are cards that you search off of White Baking or Moisa White if you, like, they're in a pinch type cards. You don't want to have multiples of them in your hand. And they're not cards that can be mass dumped, or they're not enablers into the mass dumping, so they're not as vital, so you can cut those down. Because the deck is 60 cards, though, we get to max out on the Lady and max out on the Skull Servant so that the White Prince can be used fully to its greatest potential. But yeah, there's the reasonings behind that. Then after that, we have 1 Eldritch the Golden Lord, because we run 3 Delta of Invitation, which is a small package that effectively lets you, with Delta Invitation, it basically says, like, through a small little loop, special summon a zombie from your hand. So if you have a zombie that you want to play that you haven't done, that you don't want to use your normal summon on, through this a little convoluted combo, you can get it going. One Chengshi, the Spirit Owl. This card is part of the Pumpkin package, allowing you to dump a zombie to the graveyard once per turn. And if it's banished, if I remember correctly, you can banish a zombie from your graveyard, special on this card, but bottom deck of when it leaves the field, you're just going to stack it into a Pumpkin Xyz. But very, very strong card. Completely enables the other side of the deck. Very awesome. 3 Stare the Snake Hair. So Pumpkin, you guys know Pumpkin, he sets Call the Haunted, and then discards a card. Snake Hair discards a card, adds Call the Haunted or Spell Trap that mentions it, but no discard. Then we have 3 Gozuki. Gozuki here is very good because it has a graveyard effect to summon a zombie from the hand as well, similar to the Delta of Invitation, so you can get cards out of your hand without having a normal summon being overcommitted. So it's very good there. And also, once per turn, dump a zombie from deck to graveyard. That's just gold, and you don't want to ever miss out on that. There is an alternative to playing Gozuki where you play Samurai Skull instead. Being a dark monster, Samurai Skull has a little bit more direct lines of synergy. I think Chaos Angel plays are an option in this deck if you use Samurai Skull, but I didn't want to play Chaos Angel. I wanted to just play 3 Foolish Burial, but we'll get to that. 3 Unizombie. Unizombie allows you to play into this small little package of zombie support here. Unizombie dumps from deck to grave, but then only zombies can attack for that turn. Who cares? Skull Servant, swing for game. Then we got the 1 Glow Up Bloom. Glow Up Bloom is twofold. It's a tuner, which is nice, but also it has the ability to add a level 5 or higher zombie monster from deck to hand, which can grab these 2 cards. You actually could increase this count of Glow Up Bloom in concept, just in case you want to get like more guaranteed mills of it. But I thought that, you know, because it's just a card that I can dump with Chengshi the Spirit Dao or Gozuki or Unizombie, it's just a one of, and it can get into the Pumpkin combo pretty quickly. So I have 6 cards here that do that, and then 1 potential brick is fine enough for me. And he's not really like a terrible brick, but yeah. Then the spells, we have 2 Curse of the Ancient Turtle, one of the strongest common spell cards they've come out with in a while. Banish a zombie from your grave or hand, send a zombie from deck to grave. If a zombie dies by battle, when your zombie dies by battle, banish this from the graveyard, summon a zombie from your deck with 2,000 or less defense. Cracked card. Really good. What it does in this deck is it's going to get you White Baking out of the deck in case you have like a really bad hand. And then when White Baking dies, you get to grab White Princess and then a White Prince, and then discard the White Prince, and then mill. Then the White Princess is a hand trap. She lets you descend herself from field or hand to grave. It drops everyone's attack by their level or rank times, I think, 300. Yeah. Which, because there's no link monsters, everything gets hit. It's very good. We got 3 Ectoplasmic Fortification. Fortification is one of the main search spells for the Pumpkin engine. Then we have the points for it, because all I was running was 15 here, 10 here. We'd run 3 Foolish Burial. Screw it. Who's going to stop me? Foolish Burial, 1 card combo enabler 2, and 25 points for it. Who gives a crap? You could probably run like Ash Blossoms and stuff like that if you really wanted to, or Forbidden Droplet is another amazing option you could play in here. But this is just a proof of concept saying that like you could really do a lot of crazy crap in here. And so I just threw 3 Foolish Burial, and this is mostly just to like kind of do a creative deck building project type thing. But yeah, 3 Subspace Battle, and then Vortex of Time, and then we have the 1 Deadly Zombie Breath, 2 cards from the Call of the Haunted package. 3 White Reanimator. White Reanimator is another Foolish Burial, but it does lock you into, I think, Zombie Summoning for that turn. Most of the time, if you're doing Moisa White, you're already locked like that, so it doesn't really matter. The combo is still good. 90% of the cards in this extra deck are zombies, with the exception of 1, 2, I think. Oh, and Cheng Ying, which is not a big deal. 1 Call of the Forgotten, their field spell that lets you do multiple sets. 3 Delta of Invitation, and then 2 Call of the Haunted. You could easily just throw the 3rd one in here if you swap a card out. It really doesn't matter. I was just running it in 2 because it's like, hey, well, you're going to need 1, and that's good enough for me. Your extra deck is 1 Fallen Angel the Golden Land and 1 Eldritch the Golden Lord, because this Eldritch the Golden Lord plus a Delta of Invitation token can make Fallen Angel. It's pretty good. If it dies, boom, you get to get Eldritch the Mad Golden Lord out for free. Not terrible. It's very like self-contained. The extra deck is kind of really wide open, so it doesn't really matter. Cheng Ying for banish control, so when a card gets banished, you get to do cool effect. And then some of the zombie support from back in the day, so Red Eye Zombie Dragon Lord, Skeletal Dragon Felgrand, Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon, and Immortal Dragon. Immortal Dragon's probably the only one you're really guaranteed to do if you draw into Unizombie. He is another Foolish Burial, so there are so many layers of deck dumping in this deck that you have, you just have so much multiplicative use and value generated from every single one of these dumps. And they all just further the goal of making your Skull Servants huge and putting the exact level 6 monsters into the graveyard for Pumpkin to go off. 2 Undying Legion thing you stack on top of Pumpkin, the Great Ghost King. He's really, really powerful. I'm really bummed. I don't actually own these cards in real life, but I've been like playing with them for a while. Wallow, founder of the Judge Dragons, really great card. Then Leviair is based on if you draw into just a couple level 3s, you can res back White Baking and then have it on the board. And then Officiator of the Doom Samuel is a new world premiere, I think, zombie card for rank 6. Very strong card. Lets you res back zombies from the graveyard. And then you get to shut off other card effects. And then Ensemble Robin is a summon negate. It's really, I'm never gonna actually make it most of the time I play. It just is in here in case I have an option for it. But yeah, some other options you can do is running Doom King Ballardrock in here. You do still have access to the Army of the Haunted and the Great Mammoth from the package as well. Officiating Reverie is more if you're wanting to angle the deck a little away from Skull Servants being as high a count. You can definitely lower your Skull Servant count a little bit more to run more rank 6 toolbox stuff in there so that the Pumpkin stuff is not as much facilitating the Skull Servant, but the other way around. Necroworld Banshee for 2 zombie worlds. You can do the swap out for the Samurai Skull for the Gozukis if you felt like it. Dragon Gate is another rank 6 zombie. Kikinagashi Fucho is just a protection option. And then the third call, the Haunted. And then this card, Zombie Necronize, is actually really interesting. It's a brain control type effect. And then if it's in the graveyard, shuffle one of your banished zombie monsters into the deck, set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So in essence, you get a loopable brain control that if you did mill it off the effect of White Lord here, you could return one of your banished copies of one of the Skull Servant names into the deck, and then you get to set it, and then you can activate it later on. Not terrible, but yeah, that's and then I just had this freaking Spatial Tree because I was looking at it. This is a really cool card, but that's not related to the video. But yeah, no, it's simple profile. Just wanted to show you guys some of the concepts I've been working on. If anyone here has been teching or messing with Skull Servants or had any ideas for Genesys format Skull Servants, definitely let me know. I know that it's definitely not going to be, the thing that's beating Blitzclick. I totally understand that. It's not the craziest, most powerful play, but Genesys format also can be considered more of a casual environment too. And I thought creative deck building is very encouraged here, and I'm really excited to see what other people have come up with in terms of playing with Skull Servants. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.